you can. Center. There we go. Try to get cooler. It's hot today for some reason. Alright, doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just striving for perfection. A little fun little thing. Oh, we're gonna mute that before they try to mute me for some kind of stupid copyright, because I have not gotten the premium version yet. Getting some crap. We're just gonna free flow it. Backups. Oh, if I can hit it. There you go. Well, you also got some music here. Unless someone has a question. If I get distracted. Not total silence. That's fine. A few cracks here. Don't need not a lot of resolution. This part. Body. I want to bump up that resolution. Simply because the file will start to get larger and larger. I think the first time I ever made him, I put so much detail into it. Like a lot more detail than I'm doing here. Like it was near perfection in my eyes. The file was so large, I couldn't open anything. I hit that back button. See, it was like 30,000 kilobytes. That I can't remember. I definitely would have to like bump down the resolution, which is basically what I did here. I didn't start with a lot of resolution. There's only a few places that have more space. I think the body actually has probably some highest resolution put onto it. Perhaps. This was such a good show. This is actually from Chaotic. I do have some reference over here on the side. The TCG and TV show that was made by 4Kids before 4Kids decided to get greedy and kill their golden goose. Great show. It didn't have the stereotypical, we gotta use the card game to save the world. And something I really appreciated about it. It was actually people who played the game for fun. There was a few things where it's like, okay, we gotta save the world, but it wasn't primarily the main story of episode to episode. And they actually used real card game strategy in the show. It was something to behold, and it is coming back, thankfully. They said there's speculation for July. when there's a whole community just waiting for it to come back. Because so many people loved it. Got a lot in here. Let's fix that. Why are you not so crooked? Almost done. And then we can finally put in the map. Right? Hands. Oh, you gotta stay right there. There we go.
you go on holiday, there is
We're gonna go
no
ahead.
achievement in doing absolutely nothing. Nothing on the beach, nothing by the pool.
There we go. Like chatting. Oh, that's from the ad, by the way, that you can't hear.
Any beat.
We're doing lovely. Let ourselves go crazy. Really see what I was doing there. That's fine. Got this. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh. Crap. I'm gonna go real crazy with it. Alright. You went crazy. Doing my best to keep an eye on the camera as well, so that way you guys can still see. I feel like I've gotten a little better at that. Not crazy good, but pretty. I remember things from a book, series of books I read. I just finished a new book called The Path of Deceit. It's a High Republic novel. And it's a bit of a prequel to kind of the other stuff in the High Republic. Where we learn about a few different things. I can't really even get to, because it would be spoilers. But it's great. It was a great book. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun book too. Keep looking over here for my stuff. We are going to move this back over here. Yeah? Hello. Getting started. Not texture. Not yet, anyway. That'll work just fine. Fingers. Side. I'm gonna find a good spot for this. Either way, it's not a good spot because you can't read it. I would have to look back. No, not really a good spot for it. Way back here. There you go. Now this one has the most detail to it. Try to tighten this because loose now, because I just broke it. If things are a little jagged, that's fine. Again, it's rock. None of this stuff matters. What's going to matter is the lava detail. Move these out a little bit, actually. I forgot to. No? Good. They're going great. Periodically trying to check back over on the other side, see how things are going. I do think that there is a large delay. I'm gonna do it. Back together. Take a quick look and said that just busted. Looks like a wrap is. I don't even know how it broke, honestly. I haven't thrown it or anything, so it should be fine. Now it's just loose on my head a little bit until I get it tightened better. Not fitting properly. Oh. My vision real quick. Oh great, where'd the cloth go? Ah! No. Well, where did it go? That's crazy. Oh, here it is, right in front of me. I'm blind. Giving myself a little headset, a little rub before we get back into those fingers. And we are almost done. Okay, we got one finger down. We just gotta get the rest of them. Almost done with one finger. But soon we'll have it. If I can see where my control. Oh, I set it down here. That's why I couldn't find it. It wasn't in its normal spot. Why is it on? I like cones. That's not what I need right now. I'm gonna use this modified cylinder. Ooh! When did I get on draw too? Ugh. Good thing I noticed that. Else? Oh, there's not. Okay. Gotcha. And then in between the fingers, we're going to have magma, so they don't need to be connected. That's fine. That's fine. That's good. We'll do all these back fingers first before we move to the front ones. We're just going crazy. Not giving it a real rhyme or reason. Not really planning it out. I'm planning it out. Supposed to be random cracks that just developed. Just going ham. Are going good. Alright. Fingers are looking fine. Wanted to come back here. Back ones. That was a real crazy one right there. Alright. Real nutso with it. That's what happened there. A little close. Dots. They're going, oh, got a little crazy there. Things are alright. As we work on this. More finger. That's fine, that's fine. Maybe if I finish Magmon in time, I'll, a little Hitman. We have this new mode that I haven't done yet. I'll do that tomorrow. I definitely forgot to smooth. Oh, I did. I did and didn't save it. That's fine. Mess it up anyway. Get in there. Lava just pour in. That's what we're doing.
You take a bite of left Twix cookie dough and suddenly you're a cheeky.
I think that might be the first time you can't hear the ad. Sorry about that. That they actually had the Twix saying left and right are both good. You know, that's something interesting. Always, it's been just. This is the first time I heard them actually do something together. So we got our back thingies done. And there's gonna be lava, so we don't have to worry about the gaps. We'll work in this, and we're just crazy. Just like we've been doing. No rhyme or reason. There's gonna be a reason. Not everything has a reason. I'm gonna go real crazy with this. That's real crazy. Alright. And real crazy with that one. Area there. Too much because it's gonna be the end thing. Have probably a little bit more stone than we on the other one. That will probably work for that one right there. All right. I'm just gonna get the rest of these and then move to the other side because I am not marrying it. I want it to be fairly unique. That one went way out of line. That's fine. You don't need it in line. You need to have one that has maybe a little bit more lava than we need. Or magma. Whatever you want to call it. Woo! Alright. Cool. Bit weird. I made it bigger. Bigger. Let's see. Get a little bit higher so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. As we just go crazy. Why I'm grabbing it with both hands causes my problems. Grab it with both. Pool area. With it. There you go. There you go. Not always cracks. Cool. Alright. Woo! Crazy. There. Right there. Okay. One more. And one more. Be good. Right. If you're curious about the program, it is Masterpiece Studio. It's not only VR rigging, sculpting, but it's also rigging animation. I love the program. Couldn't really get Blender to wrap around my head, but this, I can get in and just make a little fun little thing and be happy with it. Know what I mean? Go. Gotta get in there deeper. A little arrow. Or a little tree, upside down. Alright. Around that. Got all those there. Woo. To do our other hand. I am gonna do a quick save though. Just because we did some work. Which means you're gonna lose the camera real quick. And sorry if that's disorienting. I always prefer to do it through the actual menu than just focus on the quick save. Because I have had issues with the quick save in the past. But that could have been my older computer. There we go. We're gonna bring back that camera for you. There you go. As you saw, I got my references there. Alright. Got our other finger clay right here. Now we're gonna get into it. Pose, I don't really get into. You couldn't really see them from your angle layer anyway. Crazy fingers. And they're not going to be the same, they're going to be different. And that's one of the nice things, is the fact that we are not asymmetrical. For the most part, have all these markings off. That one, ooh! That one we went real crazy with. Dig into that one. One we can get a little bit crazy because it's not going to dip. Go. Neato. I'm gonna go ahead and do this in here. That way I can get it done. There we go. I don't want to get it too. Go. Went a little too crazy on this one. That's okay. I'll make it a little bit more natural to it. A more natural feel. Alright. There's a thumb. That's done. Almost done with it. Just have to get some of this stuff here. Keep going. We haven't been going for an hour. We're already almost done. Besides the lava, that might be a little time consuming, but we'll see. Gonna move things around. All right. Fix. Freehand and thing. Not giving it a rhyme or reason. I think. Oh, we got one spot right there that I could see on the camera. Thank you, camera. right here. And there we go. All right. That one we went real crazy with. There we go. Perfect. Reckless as I want. No wrong answer here. A little too crazy on that one. Just perhaps a little too crazy. This one here. We're so close to being done with this one. But hey, at least this is actually kind of fun. We're just crazy. You don't have to follow any kind of rules or worry about any kind of anatomy. Kind of go with it. Because the lava monsters don't really have anatomy. And he's more of a lava golem anyway. And we're going to go ahead and mute that before I get muted from the ad. Alright. There we go. Alright. There we go. Nothing going on over there. That's fine. We're gonna go with it. Perfect. That one's good to go. Now we just have here to work with. Go real nuts with this. Give a little bit of a Crayola marking. Come back down and go whoop. Alright. Got it. A little bit of a pool right in here. Go. Okay. Crack right there. Real crazy with this. No wrong answers to how to do this. That's one of the best things about it. Oh, and you still are muted over here. I can get my mouse. There it is. Now we got our mouse. Oh, so we're not that far behind. I just checked the screen real quick. I want to be able to hear you guys talk. Two hand with that one. But that's fine. Don't have to worry about it. Go. Ooh. Go. Together. There we go. I was about to burp there for a second. There we go. We're going great. Our last bit of finger. Give him a touch of smooth. It probably would be a good idea too. I'll go back through and do it for the other hand. Got those fingers done. Right. Those, I don't do anything with them because they are way too small and don't already have a lot of detail. We're talking two, and we're circle. See how that goes. Like, okay, you can work with that. You can work with it. That's fine. Back for this. Ah! That was no good. I feel like I'm hey. Alright, that's cool. Oh. Oh, because that's happening. Okay. That's in detail? Yeah, those are in detail. You don't have to worry about those. Body clay is almost all the way up to its full resolution. Are there we go. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead. Big enough, that's gonna go on everything. Good. Yep, those fingies are looking good. Up. New layer now. Fine. Oops. Ah. Okay. fine. Go ahead and lava. Okay. Ball. Give me that ball. Get that point lock out of here. Go ahead. You'll notice that I don't know what I was about to say, actually. Got a little at the lower end. Body we want. Okay, we don't need to worry. Just things that are going to get in the way. And go ahead, do a quick save. I wish that the quick save would. Save. I think my next project I will do 100% quick save and just see how it goes, and we'll just make something simple. Go ahead and hello. I'm trying to get you guys as straight as we can. All right. Now I can see more of what I'm doing. Which is great. You guys can't really see. All right. Not looking for perfection, because these are globule. A little bit heavier in the back here. But we're doing great. We are almost done with this guy. Besides coloring him, of course. It's turned out alright. Just a quick little fun thing to do. Which took a few things. But we'll go ahead and mute that so I don't get muted because of an ad. I don't want that muted. So what we're doing, we're just adding in some lava details. We're going to make it a little bit thicker here at the bottom. Right. Doing great. That ad should be about done, so then some more music. There it goes. We just made basically a lava golem. He's from a show called Chaotic, which I really enjoyed, and card game actually. Card game and show. Love that show. Oh, that's a little big. On the other way. That's better. That's fine. Got a little bitty hole right there. Fill that in. And these cracks are more of a guide, not the rule. We can go a little crazy with it. You don't gotta be perfect. People ain't perfect. This guy ain't perfect. I've been in great pain today. Don't need to go all the way down. Alright. I've been in great pain today. Went to the gym the other day. And I was doing basically leg work. I went one notch too far. Which basically you have your legs spread apart and you gotta push the weights together. Over here, you gotta push the weights together with your thighs. I had it one notch too far. So now my joints are just killing me. I have to be very active at work, and it's just a huge pain. Gotten a little bit better after I was more mobile, but Sunday and today were just a nightmare. We got through it. Even days that hurt, you get through them. You gotta do what you do, and then hope for the best. That's all anyone can really do. I'm here. I'm having fun. Today wasn't too bad, even though I hurt a lot. There you go. That way, bigger. Down this way. All right. Perfect. Whoop, that was not so much. The top here. Once we get the cracks done here, which is, it's tedious, but hey, all it is tracing. We had fun with these cracks. We went crazy. That's all that matters. And these cracks aren't exact because it lowers the resolution when you're not on that layer. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. A little bit. Knobs down here. There we go. Down a little bit. You know what I mean? Check my phone real quick. All right. They're going fine. Get that a little bigger. Great. You're doing great, I'm doing great. Yep. can't wait to see this guy done. He's not as good as the first time I made him, but, you know, that's okay. I had a lot of detail in the first, so it obviously looked a lot better. Go ahead and keep this here. Oh. Out of the way. Here we go. In fact, we can probably give it. Oh, whoops. So uniform. Crazy. Want things to be weak. Things to be too normal. Oh! Oh! There it goes. Give it some bumps and flow to it. Going back to the books I read earlier, if you haven't read anything from the Republic series, Star Wars, I highly recommend it. Especially if you go through Audible. Audible was just amazing with their performance and the amount of effort they put into their recordings. They really did a good job. Like, there are times I'm just like, oh, it was so good. And there's books I like, I'm like, wow, this is a good book, but not like, ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen next. I can't wait to read it. I mean, I think the only other, it's not even a trilogy, because it's in, what's the word when there's a lot more than one? Anthology? Maybe? Anyway, I really enjoyed it. It just left me just like, oh my gosh, it's so, I had goosebumps. Like, I finished it today and I was just like, I just want to start the next one. And like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, speechless. And I can't even get into it because of just like so many spoilers. Because it's not only, because it's kind of, like I mentioned earlier, it's a prequel, and I'm just like, it's stuck in my head about how great everything was going. I'm just, oh, it went to shit real quick. Ugh. And the one I read was not like from the main series. I don't think it is. It has things for the High Republic. But there's some things where it's like, oh, here's like the main thing that's dealing like with the core story going on. And then here's kind of our side stories that tie into this one. And then it's like, and here's like, oh, here's kind of like a prequel to it. Like the main series is kind of dealing with the Nihil. And this one was a prequel kind of to everything that's going on into those ones. Where it answers some questions where it's just like, hey, where did this thing come from? Oh, that's that thing. Okay. I already have another book. It's not the direct sequel to the one I just finished though. It's a lot longer than that, but I'm gonna have like a really long drive soon. So I need to have the 16-hour book and not the 5-hour book. It was just so good. The only thing I can really do is like give a brief summary where it's just like, oh, it's dealing with a force cult called the it's the Open Hands. I'm trying to remember if it was like the Wheels of the Open. Because so often they just mean it's like, oh, it's the open hand. I'm with the open hand. It was just so good. You have no idea. I highly recommend you pick it up. My favorite Star Wars books probably have to be the Thrawn trilogies, both the Ascendancy and the Imperial one as well. Thrawn, just because Thrawn is probably my favorite character in all of Star Wars. Gassy. Excuse me. I don't even know if you could hear it, but I had a little belch. Also have introductions, things in the High Republic of things like the Drangar, which are sentient trees. I heard that the comic is bringing back a something from Legends, I believe it was, where it's basically this robot. I can't remember if they had a High Republic comic with. Oh, that's a little too much. Much. But basically is dealing with like a droid revolution that has all their priorities on the droids, and they will kill any organics to get what they want. And like it was originally shut down, but it's back. Again, like one of the recent comics, Han Solo got like the memory core of it. I haven't caught up with Afra, so I don't know where 000 is, but if those two actually get together, I think it could really cause some problems for the galaxy. 000 is a massive threat. And if you don't know who 000 is, he's basically a homicidal C-3PO who just loves killing and torture. And he's smart. On top of everything else. Not want to run into 000 if you ever got stuck in Star Wars. And he and BT quickly became fan favorites. And then I'm going to go ahead and mute that so that way they don't try to mute me for a stupid copyright reason. Gosh, this one. Alright, it's back now though. That's fine. I recently finished the Egrexo series, and I can recommend that enough. It's from Sanrio, and if you don't know about it, it's basically just it's about adult life. You know, dealing with job, relationships, things along those lines. And our main character is a red panda, who has a issue with rage and emotion that she constantly like also bottles up a little bit until it's time to explode. And how she releases it out is through death metal. Great show. And it just had its final season. A little sad to see it go. But I'm glad we got to experience what we did. It definitely was worth the ride. And I just wish the best for the cast that worked on that, cast and crew. They did a phenomenal job, and all of them should be so proud of what they made. It was so good. Controllers are getting locked together. One finger done. Get the rest. Oh, we passed our 1 hour mark. Hey. We still got a color yet, too. If we get to finish this. There is another character I want to do, but I'm going to take a break from doing characters. Maybe do some just simple props and objects. And then is that? Yeah, I think that's on that. Lava basically to make this. Not worried about the high resolution here. You don't have to be perfect with the cracks because we can't even really see them. How the resolution. We have rough guesses basically, and that's all we need is just some rough guesses. Things are looking pretty. Wish I can get more detail. I can go back and just get an idea of where things were supposed to be. That's not going to be too hard. Not trying to slice with this. I think for the part where I'm seeing divots, I'm just add in a little bit extra. Maybe not every divot has lava. You know, maybe that's the case. Well, this one you can definitely tell is divot. Going. You're doing good. Get some stretches in. I am stiff. Since yesterday, I have been so stiff. And in so much pain. But we are surviving. That's what matters. Just getting through it. That's all I ever asked. Just to get through it. I can't. All this is all to come. And I do want to try to texture it, but I wonder how. I'm gonna do 2 different saves. I'm gonna do one with the texture and one without. And our texture is gonna be fairly simple. We're not gonna get too crazy with it. We're gonna basically just have some stone texturing because not a stone, and it's gonna be kind of a bit of a bluishy purple, kind of in between there. And then of course we're gonna have our lava. That's basically gonna be the primary textures. That the only textures, the only textures he has. You know, he doesn't have things like air. Don't have to worry about that. Doing fine. Still got the other fingers. Got a random glob over here. Don't need random globs. Alright. Going crazy with it. We're not trying to really focus on being precise, because what's the point of that? Especially when something that's so free flowing. What was deemed the path of the open hand? Still on that, just racking my brain because I'm terrible with names. We sat next to one time during school, I sat next to these girls, and I did not learn any of their names for like half a year, and there's one whose name I never learned. And a lot of them had rhyming names anyway, so that helped and didn't help at the same time. If you haven't checked this game, this is the game. Checked out this program, or if you have VR and any interest in art, go ahead and give it a try. It's free. I cannot recommend this program enough. Of course, it's not without its own difficulties, but usually the staff is pretty quick to get back with you if you have problems. You can see a lot more talented people than me. Oh! Here with that, I almost lost it completely. Okay. Our fingies are done again. Just gotta get these fingies now. Got our toes good. And then I guess we'll bring in our arms, and I'll have to tail again. And that's where we have our toes on. And I do not have any smoothing on right now, so that way I don't interfere with that in a form or fashion. Sounds like someone's in trouble outside. I hear some police sirens. Probably done the drug. Most likely it was an accident because everyone runs the lights here. Literally. Most part have to wait almost for like a whole minute because someone's gonna run a light. Guaranteed. Without fail, someone runs it. So if you see a car anywhere near that light, you just have to completely stop. Even if it's green, just, oh, you going? No? Alright. Oh, because I think I'm at a 45-degree angle. That's why. And then we're gonna go ahead and there we go, we got it. There we go. Brandos here. Here we go. So I saw the pilot for the Owl House today with sounds. I gotta say, it was not too much changed. Probably the biggest change was Willow's name and King's design, which I don't know what they were thinking with King's design in the pilot. Like, that was rough, honestly, with my opinion, with the color palette, because his design didn't change. They just changed the color palette, which was a good choice. Maybe they didn't get to actually use his color palette in there. Maybe that was supposed to be like placeholders, just kind of have separation of what all was going on. But it was definitely a rough for his color palette. It almost was eye-hurtingly for the colors they had chosen for him. Which is one reason I'm like, they didn't mean for King to have those colors. Maybe that's just all they had time for in the pilot. Because almost everyone else is unchanged except for that minor detail. It didn't have Gus, it just showed Willow. Her name was not Willow, I can't remember what they had her name as. It wasn't Willow. Ida is more or less the exact same. Looks like was going to use Albert, kind of the same way Hunter used Flapjack, and his fake staff as well. That way he can do some kind of magic. which I think is still. Luce is going to be able to do some with String Bean. Which honestly, that might. For people who haven't seen it, if you haven't, go ahead and watch it on YouTube. Stop watching this and go watch Owl House. That's my top recommendation. 100%. If you haven't watched the series at all, go watch it on Disney Plus. I think everything's on Disney Plus now that's been out or released. Oh, as you were underneath the headset, you decided to do that. Lovely. Almost got these fingies done. And then one of the other primary details we're gonna have to work on: head, arm. Go. Well. Okay. Hour and 30 minutes? Had to check something. Get out of my face. I wonder what's going on with the. I heard that they were going to be doing a Darkwing Duck cartoon. What's going on with that? I like Darkwing Duck. I like a lot of things. Okay, our figure's done. We're going to go ahead and do a quick save. And give a good stretch. Don't stay stiff. Bring back the deep body. Need the body. Ah! Canvas. Okay, hide the body. Now this looks very confusing, especially if you didn't see the first part. That way I can turn the whole hand with having to be about looking. Now we get to go back to the fingies. Thought we were done. Wrong. We're done with the. Always more work to do. Always, always. So this is actually going to make things, because I'm not using the mirror so often, it's actually going to make things more difficult tricking, because you have to go in things. The bones are going to be the easy part, because everything else is. Just when it comes to the lava and everything, the lava is going to be a huge pain when it comes to making sure that the skinning is done properly. It can be done. Hey.
At Amazon, there's a way up
And
front.
we're gonna go ahead and mute that before I get muted from Amazon. My controller lost tracking again. Sorry, I'm just sending a text real quick. A work text. I might have to go get up earlier, which will be funny. Means my schedule has been crazy. Oof. Oh, we got this big old glob down here now. Fix this real quick. I think I'm gonna have to go deal with this work call real quick. So we'll go ahead and take a break. We'll save this. Ah. There we go. But that's how things are looking right now. Things are starting to come together a little bit. Once we put some color in here, it'll definitely come together. So yeah. Doing good. Alright, I'm gonna go have to deal with this real quick. And you know what? And we'll take a break from this and we'll just try to relax with the game. But first, save, then I'll take a break and I'll be back, but I don't know how long it's gonna be. So, if you were here, thanks for being here. It was great. I got to gush over this book I read. And we got to almost finish Magmon before work decided to call. So, be back.